For anyone who watched my Netshow gameplay, I bet you're all impressed and surprised with this. But here's the question. How did I get the Netshow working again? Well, here's how I did it. There's a website called turdingspointkicksass.net, and that's the one who made Hack TV. So what I had to do was to download the custom edition and also the custom Echo Star. Then I used a software called WebTV Partition Editor. That's a software where you can look at inside the WebTV's hard drive on an IMG file. Although I had to download the IMDisk virtual disk driver in order to mount the files. Okay, so first I clicked on Hack TV Old Plus, and then I clicked Jack 2 and mounted it. And then I went to local disk to check it out, and here's the files from Jack 2. Demo Game 1 had the regular files, which is like when you installed the game on a computer. And for anyone who doesn't know, AD font means ads, FP for sounds, and Q folds questions. Here's what the INI file looks like inside the hard drive, which it's not like that. I had to edit out the email for personal information reasons. And docs are just the files used for WebTV. But unfortunately, I was unable to mount the boot file for some reason. Next is the hacked Echo Star 7200 unit. Now, there was two files inside, Jack 15 and Jack Data. For Jack 15, there was docs, which at the bottom, it's for the files for the WebTV, and for static, the files. Here's what the files look like, but they also included scripts inside the folder as well. And Jack Data is just data, the AD folds, the Q folds, and the response. And for some reason, the INI file was located on the browser game data instead of inside the Jack Data. Now, I checked and it was blank, which we'll get to that later. So what I did was copy all the files from the local disk, put them inside the folders, which I have installed both of these because there are two different versions of the Netshow, and stored all the data from the WebTV into the data in the Jack Netshow that was already installed, except for the INI file, which I made a copy on that and pasted it. And did the same thing for Jack 15. Although I was unable to get it to work because the INI file, which I've tried editing it multiple times and it still doesn't work. Which it does boot up, but freezes before the game starts. So, right after I did this, I decided to test it with Jack Netshow, and here's how it went.
In walks this woman with this huge hat.
60 seconds.
She sits right in front of me. Oh, boy!
What? Come on, let's get some names here.
You want me to hold the chicken salad?
Hold the chicken salad, but that's what he wants to order, because he likes the chicken-y.
The Netshow really works. I was able to copy all the files inside the WebTV hard drive and pasted it. And it works perfectly. Although the only issue with this is that it doesn't play commercials. And yes, I'm playing this on a computer and not on a WebTV. So if you guys want to try it out, go for it. Although you'll need an older computer or a virtual machine in order to install the Netshow. And it has to be the first version of it, whether you can find it in Sports, Volume 2, or the Movies game, and not the re-releases. I have an update on my situation. You Don't Know Jack the Netshow version 1.5 has been fixed thanks to Second Sight. That user used Apache to install the web server in order to make it work, which it turns out that the INI file was not the problem. The tutorial on how to get You Don't Know Jack the Netshow version 1.5 is on Discord, but I'll give you all 6 steps on how to make it work again. Step 1. Get a copy of You Don't Know Jack the Netshow version 1.5. You can find copies of this version on You Don't Know Jack games from the time it was released, like Head Rush, The Ride, and Offline. It was also included in re-releases that had the Sierra tiles on it. Just be sure to go through inside the disk, find You Don't Know Jack the Netshow install, and install it. I forgot to mention that the Netshow doesn't come with fonts, so in order to play the Netshow, you'll need to copy the fonts off from You Don't Know Jack Volume 1, Volume 1 XL, or the censored version on disk, archive, or Steam. Find the fonts folder, copy all of them inside the fonts folder, and paste them into the Netshow's data fonts folder. Step 2. Install the Apache web server. Since the INI file method doesn't work on You Don't Know Jack the Netshow version 1.5, you need to give the game what it is looking for online. Once you download Apache web server, as the link I'm showing you, extract it somewhere on your computer into its own folder that you'll remember. Step 3. Download the required files. Go to the link below and download the required netshowfiles.zip from Google Drive. Once the file has been downloaded, either open it with a program like WinRAR or 7-zip, or just extract it into its own folder. Step 4. Copying the updated INI file. Once you are able to view the files from the zip file, go into the one put into game folder. Now open the Explorer tab to watch where you install your copy of Netshow version 1.5. Now copy the jacked Netshow INI file and the exe file, and paste it into the game's folder. If the file is already in your game folder, replace it. This will let you skip the Bezerk Netshow registration. Step 5. Setting up the Apache server. Now go out of the one put into game folder in the zip file and go into the 2 put into Apache htdocs folder. In Explorer tab, go to the folder that you extracted Apache to, and then go into the htdocs folder. Now copy both of the folders from the zip file into the htdocs folder, then back out from the htdocs folder in your Apache folder and go into the bin folder, then open the httpd.exe application. If the server complains about not being able to start, make sure nothing is blocking the port 80 and 443 on your computer. Step 6. Start the game. If you chose for Netshow's installer to create a shortcut on your desktop, that cannot be used because it opens Bezerk.exe instead of jacknetshow.exe. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and big thank you to Mattman69 for the files, and big thank you to Second Sight on Discord for helping us get You Don't Know Jack the Netshow version 1.5 working again.